Hi there, YouTubers. Today we're going to look at the game Path of Exile. I'm sure you have heard of it before. There we go, title screen. And let's get some music on this game. There we go. Soundtrack is very good in this game indeed. Oh, that's maybe a bit too much. There we go. Basically, if you want, you can get the game on Steam right now. It's free to play, and it's basically what you would have expected Diablo 3 to have become. Unfortunately, Diablo 3 was a letdown to many people, where I would say this game really pulls through. Yeah, that's weird. You only have this extreme slider. It's either fucking high or off. That's a bit annoying. But luckily we can adjust that somewhere else. There we go. As you can see, I've been playing a few characters. I think I have about 110 hours in this game right now. And this game is all about the loot. Just like you would expect Diablo to be. Um, and it's divided into 3 acts. Check this out: Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And 3 difficulties as well. Some people claim it to be a direct descendant of Diablo 2, and I would actually have to agree with them. This game feels much more like you would have expected from one of the original Diablos. Diablo 3 was a letdown, and we're not going to go into this because Diablo 3 has many aspects where it far succeeds these games, but the gameplay itself just felt wrong. One of the first things you always want to do when playing one of these free games is turn off the chat because, yeah, it's usually full of spammers. And yep, I didn't even have to attack. That's my reflect damage. And well, looks like the chat is pretty nice today. Let's check out trade chat. There's a trade chat, but there is no auction house in game. So everything you have to trade is usually done through the forums or here in this chat, and you have to meet up with the people. Let's check out the gear itself. You have your inventory, and the gear reminds, just like any other of this type of games, and you're really going for gear with a lot of uh, bonuses in them and gem slots. As you can see, this one has 5, and the optimal will of course be 6. And furthermore than that, you need some of them to connect because you'll get different things that needs to be connected. Well, spells and such. In this game, they are called gems. Oh well, let's see. This is the Scion class. It's a class you unlock after you complete the game once on any difficulty mode. And, well, how is that possible, you say? Difficulty. Well, there are also different leagues of game. Let's go to the login screen again. When you create a new character, let's do that. You first of all choose a class, and this one is not available until you have completed the game once. But that's the Templar, Shadow, Marauder, Ranger, Duelist, and Witch. Then you can, if you want, select a different league. I usually play in domination or hardcore. There's a standard, which you can enable to be hardcore, and there's domination and nemesis. These leagues basically means in game that they work differently. Of course, hardcore means you only have one life, but just like this one, nemesis as well. However, if you die, your character will just be moved to the standard league, so it's not like you're going to lose it. However, when you die, all your crap you're carrying around will go with that character to the league. To the standard league, of course. And your bank account, well, the bank where you store your items in game is only shared per league, so the things available to the players in this league is not available here or in hardcore. Okay. Another thing we're going to look at is this thing down here. You can see we have these runs. You can see 2 hour solo run. Basically, what does it mean? You just hit join and you create a new character, and you enter this hardcore league. It's a 2 hour solo run. In this case, it's changing per day, where you have to simply get as far as you can within 2 hours, and during that process, you'll get reward points. Reward points will, excuse me, be reset each season, but you'll get bonus items, legendaries from the reward points through the website. On the website, you can also follow your current progress and see how many points you actually have. Sorry for that. And you'll get different items which will help you in game. However, you can only claim such an item on one character. I know this guy. He's a marauder playing in the Domination League. Let's check him out. He has a bow. He's not really using it, but he's carrying it as his secondary one. You can see that's orange. That means it's a unique legendary weapon. That's one of the rewards I got from playing these races. They are actually called races. This is my bank tab, stash, and this is what you get on a free-to-play account. You have 4 tabs, and you can just fill them up, and you can see I'm working on it. However, here's where the money comes in. If you want to, you can buy additional tabs. You can buy skins, and you can buy upgrades to your bank and guild. And that's it. Let's check out the microtransaction shop. There we go. When you buy something, your purchased items will end up over here, so you can reclaim them. However, I'm not sure if you can just reclaim to one character or multiple. How I would suspect how the game works so far, you can only claim things once. Because there's also something called a skin transfer, which you also need to buy. Yeah, exactly. And you can see it's basically skins. You can see hats, swords. It's not really a sword, it's just an effect. You can see glowing effect. Account upgrades, you can see extra stash tab, sorry. Upgrade to premium tab. That means you can color the tabs. Like this one, you can see it's green in the bank tab, brown. By default, you can change them any color, and you can rename them as well. Extra character slots. I'm not sure because I think I got 7 right now or something. I had more, but I deleted some of them. Because every time you do a race, even 12-minute races or 2-hour races, you actually create a new character each time. And some of the races, when they are over, your character is just moved into the standard league afterwards, or hardcore league. If they're moved into a league, you can. Well, if you're moved into a hardcore league, you can just suicide and be moved into the standard league if you want to. I don't see why, though. Pets, again, it's just cosmetic. They don't do anything. Item effects, yeah. There we go. Skin transfer bundle. 10 consumable skin transfers. Yeah. There you go. So you use a skin, it only works once on a character, and if you want to save it when you get better gear, you have to use one of these as well. Spell effects, skill effects. You can change the color and look of them. Character. That's the town portal effect you can change. Different dance animations. I don't even know why you would buy this, but hey. Guild stash. Guild member slots. So, yeah. Daily deal. The thing that puzzles me. Well, I understand the glowing effects on the weapons. There's none here. Let's head over to another area. We can't with this guy. He's new. Glow effects, I understand, but if you can get a head item, well, sure, if you play like this, but how many people actually play like this, it wouldn't really matter. This game is all about the gameplay, and it's fucking addicting. I can't even believe how addicting this game is. I'm one of those guys. I played the hell out of Diablo 2, and sure, I played Diablo 3. But compared to Diablo 2, I didn't really play Diablo 3 that much, and I still don't. I think I still have it installed, and I think I started it about a month ago when I joined the Hearthstone beta. I played a bit while downloading Hearthstone. That's about it. This game, however, it looks, well, it's not great, but it's okay. And you can't really complain because it's a free-to-play game. So who are you to judge, right? Free-to-play game looks good. I won't say great, but it looks good. Well, it has spell effects. I think it's a pretty good game, and considering it's free, it's also worthwhile. Yes, exactly. There we go, and you can see the combat and movement is done by mouse, and it all feels familiar when you play. Okay, let's take a look at the skill system. Let's go into an area where we can stand without dying. Just messing around with the skills, gems. Okay, as you can see, I have some skills down here. And when you start out, you only have the default attack. Skills are unlocked using gems. However, you also get passive skills. This is the passive skill tree. It can be quite overwhelming the first time you see it, but this is where your character starts and you just work your way out. This is the full skill tree. Yes. And depending on what character you're playing, you start either at one of these locations, and the sign starts in the middle. And you basically just upgrade your skills, and you can see gaining life here. Down here, you gain strength, melee damage, and you just work your way out to something you would like to use. You also earn some refund points along the way, so you can refund. Well, right now, refund. Right now, I only have 4 points. That's not that great. That's something I would had loved to see in the microtransaction. Maybe be able to buy a potion or something that would just reset all my passives, and I could just respec it. Yes, that would be useful for me personally. The next thing, the active skills. You can see there's a small M and a small I. There's an R right there. You can see there's an H right there. That's bonuses to the spell effects. Spell effects. Let's see. There we go. You can see that one disappeared. You can assign your skills by clicking on each square and just select what kind of attack you want there, or buff, if any. So you'll find these gems along the way, and this one is called Cleave. It's one of the first gems available to this character, and you have to find a appropriate slot to put it in. So Cleave is basically a swing of this any sharp weapon, axes and swords. So you take this gem and just drop it in the slot. You can assign it to any slot if down here or shortcut. It does not have to be in the weapon itself. I can put it in my shoe and it will still work. Kind of strange, but it does. Okay. Now I got this thing down here. Life gain on hit. And if you read the blue text, you can see it says plus 20 life gained for each enemy hit by supported attack. Okay, cool. That means whenever I hit an enemy, I'll get a plus 20 life. So I'll get healed by hitting someone. Okay, maybe I should put that in my shoe. However, as you can see, it's linked. You can see there is a small bar across there. The life gain is a support gem, which means it cannot grant bonuses to anything it's not connected to, meaning it won't grant bonus to the cleave right now or to the sweep down here. Right now it's giving me bonus to my discharge, which is a spell, and that's not really useful, so I'm going to move it up here. Now it's a bonus to the cleave, and if you look down here, right next to the mana bubble, I'm going to click that in. Look down there right now, you should see an H appear. That small H means it has a healing to it. And when we hover above it, you can see I gain 22 life per enemy hit. Let's see if we can take some damage. Yeah, the tab key enables the overmap, just like in the good old days. Let's try if they can do some damage to me. That could be a problem. You can see I have a energy shield first. I also have reflect damage. Okay, there we go. However, I'm getting healed by their damage because I have a support gem on Life Leech. You can see 5.2% of damage is leech as life. Go. No, they're simply not strong enough. That's fine. That's the basics of it. And another very cool thing about this game is you can do anything you want. So if you wanted to create a let's check this out. If you wanted to take a marauder, which basically is a barbarian, and make him into a total witch, mage user of some sort, you can. Weapons and items are not limited by classes, which means any class can use any weapon, they can use any spell. However, let's check this out. There are, of course, limitations because when you look at all of these spells, gems, skills, they have different requirements. And if you look at this, for example, you can see line number 4, it says required level 19. That's fine. And it also says 30 for intelligence. Well, that's no problem for design, but it could have been a problem for many other classes. You can see 42 strength. Well, that could be a problem for someone else. And you say, well, I'm just going to get that strength or intelligence if you wanted to. And yeah, you can actually buy both rings and necklaces that will help you achieve those things. Some of the bells also add, you can see, to the skills directly. Well, there we go, 25 to strength. But the basic way to get more strength, intelligence, or dexterity is actually in the skill system, the passive skill system. You can see those ones with the plus sign in them is adding to your basic skills. So you can see this one is a plus 10 to dexterity. Over here we have a plus 10 to strength. Up here we have a plus 10 to intelligence. Now, if you hover in the middle, you can see for each 2 strength, you'll also get 1 life. For each 5 strength, you'll get 1% melee physical damage. Over here, the same with intelligence, except it's mana and energy shield. Over here, it's accuracy and evasion. So whenever you're building a character, it's a fine balance. And if you want me to recommend something, I recommend playing any character you want. However, the first thing you really want to do is not to focus on damage. It's to focus on health, life, and armor. It can be very hard for a new character to survive. Well, the first playthrough is actually quite easy. You can see this is my Templar, and he's called St. Peter. But one of the things I've spent a lot of skills on it with this guy is damage, and well, it's not so impressive with these low characters, but you'll know. And then recently, through my learning process of this game, I learned I need to focus a lot of life and healing. So I recently started to work on that, because the only thing damage does is just to kill enemies faster. That's nice, and there are a ton of builds on the forums with huge DPS classes. However, damage only means you're going to kill faster. However, imagine you saw my character before. You could just stand around idling AFK, and yes, you can AFK for hours in this game and you won't get kicked unless the servers restart or something, or you disconnect. Some people have reported problems with disconnecting. I haven't had any myself. Anyway, if you can regen more than they do damage, you can just stand around and take your time killing some enemies. Of course, once in a while you'll run into an enemy that will out-heal your damage. It will happen. That is why they have this thing. When you press S, you have this social thing. You can make a guild if you want, create a party if you want, but what I use the most is this one, public parties. You can simply join a party and, well, let's see, how far is this guy? Let's see. Well, deal with the bandits. Let's take another character who is doing something fun. I just arrived on the next difficulty level. You can see Cruel. He just completed the normal on Act 3 and he started on Cruel. So one of the first missions is the Mercy mission. Let's go and check. I now joined a team. There's no indicators on my team because they are out on this area, but the portals allow me to go to them, except you do not have the required quest date. Alone, the required quest. It's hard to see. They were over here playing, and I have not unlocked that. You shouldn't really be determined or scared off by areas you haven't unlocked because this game actually allows you to go there. Especially in Act 3, you can go to the harbor. Just enter Act 3 and go to the harbor for some easy power leveling. Well, of course, you have to join a team to get. Portals make it very easy to join other players. And if you're one of the shy people, don't worry, you do not have to interact with people. You'll mostly see something like this in the chat. First TP, please. That just means they want you to click a portal scroll so they can get to your location fast as possible. Or if you're joining another team, you would usually type that portal and you'll get to them. Path of Exile. And it's free to play, and that's even better. We have launched new supporter packets. Well, that's something you can buy for real money. You can get a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and stuff like that. And you can get some in-game glowy items if you want, and they form title. It's something they do to actually pay for the game. Of course, I'm sure they have huge amounts of bills for the servers and office space, developers, etc. Anyway, expecting 1.0.3 on December 11th, New Zealand time. That's so strange there because yesterday we got this patch 1.0.2 and it was on US time. I don't know. Well, they claimed it was US time, but it wasn't. Who cares? Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.